We are in search of the best almond croissant at Yonge Eglinton, and we're starting our search at La Bohème. Before we dig into this, there are actually very few places at Yonge Egg that bake their own croissants. So we're here at La Bohème. They bring theirs from an actual bakery, which is called Jules. That's at Mount Pleasant, so it's actually not far from here.
Right in the area.
So it's a nearby bakery. It's actually a French bakery as well. So your almond croissant is a very kind of authentic thing.
It looks like they're doing a really good job curating wherever they're bringing it from. Looks delicious.
I'm gonna tear off a piece, and then I'll let you tear off your own piece. You're the croissant girl.
Just anywhere I find a bakery and they have an almond croissant that looks delicious, I'm there trying.
You're there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a
Here
shot.
we go. That's good. Most important that I find is that they have almonds that are crispy still, like they're toasted and they're crunchy.
Okay.
And that is what I noticed right away.
Okay.
It's crispy and then it's so moist in the middle.
Yep.
It's delicious.
I like how moist it is. I've had a lot of croissants that can be quite kind of dry.
The moisture on the inside, but the fact that it's still crispy and crunchy on the outside, it makes it that much better. Amazing. That was great. Wow. Good one. Wow.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Here's who's gonna win.
Well, this is only stop number 2, so
So we'll see.
we're at L'Amour. It's a relatively new cafe and bakery close to Yonge Eglinton. It's on Mount Pleasant, but I consider this part of the neighborhood still Yonge Eglinton. Big smile. So this one I find is very light, but not dry, because I'm not a huge croissant guy, but I've had plenty of croissants where it's just it's fairly pretty airy and open with not much going on in the middle of it.
Right.
I also found this one to have a much more almond forward flavor.
Yes.
So
yeah. No, you know what? That was right from the first bite. That's actually what hit me. It was the flavor. It just was really distinct. It was very almondy. And then the other piece that I loved, and so you mentioned the lightness, so I love the lightness, but I also love the crispness, not just on top, it was underneath. It was just around the whole thing, and then you also have the filling. I think I'm gonna dive and get another piece. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it does have the filling too, which is nice.
Yeah.
So it keeps it really moist. And then also the difference here too, do you notice the paste that's on top?
Yep.
That just adds just another layer of flavor, and that's probably why it has the flavor so robust.
Yep.
It's good.
So
Larger.
it's larger. I would say it's much larger. Not as much powdered sugar. Doesn't really matter, but just kind of an observation. You go first. Ladies
All
first
right,
in terms
thank
of taking
you.
what you'd like. So no glaze on top, but definitely the filling inside. Okay. So I would say more filling.
The most that I've had so far.
Yeah. Not a huge croissant guy. I wouldn't go to, when I come to a cafe or bakery or whatever, I would get the sweetest thing that I could find. You know, the cake or the pie or the whatever. So one that's got a lot of filling in it, I'm good with, because that's kind of up my dessert alley, if you will. But that may not be for everybody, right? So far, no bad croissants.
No, and I think it almost depends. As I'm thinking about the ones that we've had so far, I think I would want certain ones for certain reasons. As I think about this one, see the size of it. This would be great if I was hungry, and it's that first thing, because I feel right in that one bite, I already felt satisfied. I felt full. Nice.
Do they get baked here on site or from somewhere else?
We bake it here, right? Every day.
Here on site?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Right on.
This way.
Thank you so much. If you like almonds, this is the place to come because it is totally covered in almonds.
Yeah.
And I want to try a bite before like reserve judgment, but the first like observation, you can't even see the pastry. I should also say this, we're at Aroma. I really like supporting small businesses. Aroma's not exactly a small business, but there are so few places at Yonge Eglinton that actually bake their own croissants that I felt it important to include it. So that's why we're kind of adding this to the mix. And yeah, so let's
Here
see.
we go. Okay, there is pastry there.
There is pastry.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go. Oh yeah. We were talking almondy. It has that flavor in the filling, but because there's so many almonds, I mean, this is an almond croissant.
This is an almond croissant.
This is an almond croissant.
I like
No
how it's warm. I'm not gonna lie. It's not fair. So we talked about this. Like we asked them not to warm it up any more than it already was because we want to try and keep it a level playing field. But I do appreciate the warmness. It's a nice touch.
The nice thing to see is that even with this amount of almonds, they're all toasted and crunchy, which is good because there's a chance that they might not be, but they are all crunchy and toasted.
This might be a chicken or egg question. Did you think the almonds get toasted with the croissant? Or do they toast the almonds separately, do their thing with the croissant, bring them together, and kind of bind them somehow with, you know, maybe a little bit of almond paste or something like that?
Right.
What do you think?
So this would just be my guess, but because they're still relatively light, I think that they would bake it with it.
So we're ending our tour at Goûter. Now, cheating a little bit because I wouldn't call this Yonge Eglinton. We're basically at Eglinton Avenue.
Okay.
But again, there are so few places that bake their own that I wanted to include this in the places that we visit. Okay.
Okay, wow. It's very picturesque. Like I feel like for a croissant, how you'd like to draw it and take it, in your mind. Like I would see something like this.
is it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, super flaky. Ah, interesting.
Not as almondy for me. That's the technical term, right? We've established that.
We've established it. It's gonna work for this.
Not much in the way of filling.
So that's really interesting. So I actually got a big hunk of filling
Oh, did you?
in my little corner,
Oh.
which I was surprised. And I know that this is not appropriate for pastry, but that was like a meaty bite. But you're right. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. I must have gotten all the filling.
How dare you?
I got it all.
I'm gonna go into
Like I still have filling.
I'm going in the back corner here to
Still
see
have
if I
filling
can.
in this corner.
Yeah, I think I got some here. Yep,
Well,
I got some.
I was gonna say because I got another
There it is there.
hearty bite.
The distribution of the filling is not equal.
Yeah. Now, I am realizing with this being our last place that we're visiting, you know, kind of in the middle of it, I was like, oh, this is going to be easy to rank. But now I'm sitting in there going, I'm not sure. These last couple have brought like different elements that I just wasn't expecting. So now they rank up with some of the other ones that I actually had ranked.
Do you have a favorite, or do you have a 1A and a 1B?
I would say that because there's two that I really enjoyed
Okay.
the most. Do I say this?
Sure.
Do I share?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you one just slightly ranks a little bit higher than the other,
Okay.
and that is the croissant at L'Amour. I just love the crispiness all around, and I just loved the density, and it was delicious. And then I will say La Bohème. That was my number two.
Okay.
But so slight difference, I would take them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have the same two places in reverse. So I really like La Bohème because I liked how moist it was. I'm not a huge croissant guy. I do tend to find that croissants for me are like kind of dry and empty and whatever. I like that La Bohème's was very moist. It felt like it was made with maybe a lot of butter, which I'm totally good with. L'Amour was much lighter, which I totally appreciate. I really like the almond flavor. It really stood out for me with L'Amour's. So those are my top 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna also just give an honorable mention because
Okay.
I will say the social blend
Yes.
actually had one with so much filling
Yes.
that if I was really hungry
Yeah.
and I wanted to sit down and because I hadn't eaten breakfast all day, I would probably want that one. The size and the amount of filling that was in there.
Yes.
I'm just gonna give that one an honorable mention.
Okay. Social blend was a close third for me as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah,
those are,
so
those are my top 3, and
experiencing the same. Nice.
yes, and you and I just kind of flip-flopped. So
Yeah.
very good. Sherry, thank you so much for coming around, lending your croissant expertise. So there's lots of great places to get a croissant at Yonge Eglinton, but only a few spots that actually bake them themselves. Aroma, Social Blend, Goûter, L'Amour, all bake them themselves. Goûter bakes a little off-site. La Bohème gets theirs from a very close-by bakery, which is excellent. It's Jules, for those of you that are interested. But those are all great spots to get croissants. I don't think you could go wrong, really, with getting one from any of those places.
No, I agree. This was an amazing day.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the croissant video. Go check them out yourself. If you're watching this, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you don't miss any upcoming content. Who knows what we've got coming up next for Yonge and Eglinton.
Bye.